back to the university to do this project because I care about the Eugene City Hall. And the students and I went through this thing, and it's fairly realistic. We have a program from the city, etc. The city today, as a matter of fact, asked because I bring these slides to their committee of the whole meeting. And they paid no attention to them. They wouldn't let us talk, only showed slides. And they voted soon after we had about 5 minutes. They voted to tear City Hall down and build a new City Hall on the same site in phases, only using the money they have available, which is about $9 million. And we figured $9 million could probably build 25 or 30,000 square feet. So what we're going to have then is an office building on the south end with a parking lot for the next 3/4 of the block. I didn't mean to make this a political issue. I was asked to just show what the students have done. And these are the projects that the students have done. And I thought they were fairly significant. One of the things that happens at City Hall, we made it clear we weren't doing historic preservation at City Hall. We termed it as an Oreo cookie on legs, the existing City Hall. There's 2 layers with some stuffing in between on legs. That's what makes it seismically difficult. But the city is destined to tear it down. We talked about taking it back to the frame and starting again. The thing we were trying to do is make sure City Hall was still there somehow. Because if you're going to tear it down and only house about 1/4 of the program, then the rest of City Hall until the next phase, which might be 10 years, because they won't go out for a bond election, 10 years, will be in one office building or another office building, and of course in the atrium and on the 4th floor of the library and wherever else they can help a developer exist in downtown. So it's going to be quite an interesting thing. We're going to make an issue of it. At least I'm going to make an issue of it. I'm going to bring the issue to the past presidents who Paul's finally gotten restarted. And maybe they would become less invisible and take some kind of position. So we can just go 1, 2, 3 through the slides if we can make it clear. The idea is that the north end of the building will be empty. The police department leaves, the fire department has already left. The lower floor of that building is all police car parking. So the assumption was we could fill it. We can actually, without building any more building, but using the floor below, house the entire program in the city. It's over 150,000 square feet. So it was an idea about how would you build on the north end. It's like you could do that in phases. You could cordon off the rest of the building. It's going to be empty. Build the whole north end, move people in the north end, then start on the south end or the east end or the west end whenever there's resources. Because the city council made it clear they were not going to vote. They weren't going to give it to the community for a bond election. They know it would go down. They already did the study. Hacker did a study and came up that the City Hall, new City Hall on that same site would cost $100 million. Eugene would probably never vote for a bond for $100,000 for the city council. I mean, for the city. Just keep going. It's okay. I thought the students did pretty well. It was one term. And we actually even looked through the structural. We actually tried to make sense of the building. And we found out it was easy. The biggest problem is that the building, is post-tension concrete. We did find on the structural drawings that they actually did not really pull the strands all the way the whole block. There's some gaps in between. So, from our conclusion is it is possible. It may not be cheaper to redo it, although we did find that the frame is probably worth $50 to $60 a square foot against a $200 building budget, $200 a square foot building budget. So my guess is Even if it did cost the same, the question really is, what do you wind up with? The city's intent on having a new city hall. And actually, what we were doing was making a new city hall. It was interesting for the students because I don't think they've ever done a project where they had to do it in phases and also show that at the end of each phase it was complete. So there wasn't just remnants of buildings on site. That when the community came there, there was still a city hall. So that's about all I know.
Perfect.
Thank you, Otto. And there's Craig again, messing around. He thought it was a kid's toy.